Hi, and welcome to Phalaenopsis Friday. So today we are going to look at Yoko, which is a hybrid that was created at the Orchid Web for their matriarch. The mom's name is Yoko. It is Aphrodite 4N crossed with Wilsonii. And I've had this one since September of 2021. She hasn't done much. Now, according to the description, and I'll post the description that they have, she's a vigorous root grower, easy beginner orchid. I'm not finding that, and it might be in the culture I'm giving her. So in the wild, I know that Aphrodite gets a lot of like flushes, like there's regular water flow. So perhaps maybe because I do soak her and then just let her dry out, maybe she needs more flushing, the Aphrodite side. Wilsonii, maybe the same thing. Either way it goes, I'm going to take her out. So these rocks, for those of you who are new to the channel, I like to use rocks to help stabilize, especially my phals when I first put them in, to keep them from leaning too much. So she is kind of, let me put these over here real quick. She is kind of like, she's in there. She's not coming straight out. So the roots are in there. It's just, I don't like the way she sits in here, and this pot, I don't think it's the right pot for her. So let's look at her real quick. Her roots, unlike a lot of our Phalaenopsis, especially our hybrid Phalaenopsis, where we're used to, once we wet them, they're very flexible. This root is still very, very stiff, and I've been soaking her now for an hour to try to get these roots to be a little more flexible, because I do want those to go in to the new media. And that is one of the reasons as well why I have this pot, hoping it is tall enough, because they're very much, for those of you who have like Schleiriana, how those roots are really stiff and they don't like to bend too much. That's what this one here is, not Schleiriana, Paphiopedilums, sorry. The roots do remind me of Schleiriana roots though, just the way they kind of have that silver, silverish, greenish gray. So let's just take her out of here and let's see what we have in here as far as roots. And I do have my clippers just in case we do need to clip any old roots, and we just have this one here that's hooked in here. Yeah, see, this is not good. So look at that. I think me soaking her is doing more damage than good. So let me get this Phalaenon off. I just have my little trash bin right here beside us. Hope everybody's new year is going pretty good. Let me know in the comments below. I'm not a New Year's resolution type person, but let me know if there's something you're going to do differently. Not necessarily with orchids, but maybe just in life in general that you did last year you're not doing this year, or something you did last year you're going to improve on this year. My goal for this year, non-orchid related, is I want to pay off as many debts as possible. So my motto for 2023 is going to be 2023, let's get debt free. I don't have a lot of debt, but I do have debt. I want to pay my car off, for instance. Have a couple of credit cards I want to pay completely off, because by 2025, I want to kind of quit my job and do YouTube full time. So I know it doesn't make a lot of money, so I'm trying to pay off those things that I don't need money for, and then this way start saving next year, 24, save more, kind of work towards that goal. All right, so I am going to clip. So this one here does have, does have that little split right there. So I am going to clip that and maybe encourage some root growth on that one. From what I can see though, she is not a brancher, so I may just be doing that, and maybe hopefully she'll extend. This one here is completely gone, so we'll cut that one off as well. And with this neck brace on, it is really hard to see and get your angles in there right. And I want to show you guys something else. So it looked like, there we go, it looked like at some point, let's see if we can get the camera to focus on that. Let me see. Let's see. Do you guys kind of see that opening there? So it looked like she was going to try to produce a little spike. I'll do a close-up on it and post the video next to this one, but I don't know if that was supposed to be a spike, a growth. It ended up just being nothing. so that is all I'm going to do as far as taking off any media. So I am going to leave these bark pieces on here. So just as a kind of a tip for today's video, I would recommend, and do you see how dehydrated she is? Like, look at this. Like, look, I can just roll her leaves. You should not be able to do that with a phal. Hopefully putting her in some new media, freshening her up, maybe that will encourage some more growth. And this crown has been staying too wet, and it is already dry, so it's a dry crown. I'm not going to worry about putting any cinnamon or anything on there. There's no need. It's not green. It's already completely dried out. Now, with that said, back to the bark. Don't force bark off, even if it's old and tired. These few pieces are not going to affect your media that much. And this bark is still kind of firm anyway. If it was old and tired, it comes off very naturally and easily. But don't jeopardize the velamen, the protective coat around your root, to get all of the media off. I used to be that way. I've now learned it is not necessarily a good thing to do that. All right, let's move this out of the way. And I do have the mycorrhizal fungi and some fertilizer ready. So let's see if we can get her in. Let's just see what she's going to look like. And I know this pot looks really big, but like I said, these roots are not flexible. They're rather stiff roots. So I want to give them room to go down, and I'm going to put her in kind of lower in the pot, kind of like right there. Like have her sit right here, so that kind of a little bit of humidity maybe will help her develop. I don't know. All right, well, I feel like that's going to work. So let's take her out. So what we're using today for the products here are, I've got the, so we've got the Mountain West orchid bark. We've got perlite, and then the Orchiata small bark. All of this you can get from the Orchid Supply Store, which is a sponsor here on our channel. And once you get into the checkout, use coupon code TRISH for a 12% discount on your entire order. So if you buy one thing or 100, you can get 12% off, and it is multi-use, so you can use it several times. It's not a one-time thing. So spring is around the corner. I know I have a lot of repotting to do. A lot of my phals need to be repotted. I was looking at them the other day. A lot of them are in there for 2.5, 3 year mark already, and that bark is breaking down. So there will be a lot of repotting going on, probably for our Friday Phalaenopsis videos. Anyway, so what I've done is most of this is the large bark to allow for quick drainage, quick drying, and then I've just added some of the small Orchiata bark and the perlite to kind of help with water retention. So I will put this in just a little bit at the bottom and shake out any of the smaller pieces. And then let's get her back in here. Oh, nope. I usually always forget to do this. And I got a different little scoop because I realized I was probably putting way too much of this fungi into my pots, because it doesn't need a whole lot. And that metal one, I feel like I was just using way too much. Whereas this is, I think, like 1/4 teaspoon. And it's a little easier to kind of manage. So let me do that. Let me know, does anybody have the Phal Yoko from Orchid Web? If you do, let me know, how is it doing for you? Is it just maybe, I really feel like it's the culture that I'm giving it. I'm not giving it the right conditions. So we're going to try to fix that this season. And I don't know, for those of you, if you've seen my New Year video or not, but this year I am going to use the K-Lite, because in a previous video last year, a few months ago, I wanted to test it this growing season. So I'm going to just test it on the phals, because, again, those of you who've been here for a minute know I've got quite a few phals in quite a few different setups. I've got self-watering, I've got leca. I'm going to have one in water culture, simply because trying to get it to rescue, and it was mentioned perhaps to try that before I toss it. Mounted all bark, all moss, moss and bark mixture. So should be able to get a good kind of reading on how the K-Lite does compared to the MSU that I've been using for years and years and years. The MSU I'll continue to use on the rest of the orchids. Okay, let me finish getting this filled in here. And I'm not going to pack it in here very tight either. I'm just going to kind of, again, I want to do it so that it gets that nice fast draining to it. And I'm going to get some of the smaller to get right in here. And then the next 3 Friday Phalaenopsis are going to be, I'm going to group the phals together. We're going to try to get a good look at all of them, see what they look like in the month of January. Because I am going to start doing the K-Lite fertilizer at the next watering. So I want to kind of get a good look at what they all look like prior to starting our little experiment. And then maybe we'll kind of do a bulk look at them, say maybe every 3 months, 3 or 4 months. Let me know in the comments below if you want to do a 3-month or 4-month look-see. And then we'll do it that way. This way we can kind of watch them throughout the year instead of just looking at them at the beginning of the year and then looking at them again at the end of the year and saying, oh yeah, I see the difference, but it'll be a lot easier to view that difference if we're looking at them a little more often. All right, so it does look like I need a little more bark for the top, and I'm just going to use the large bark for the top portion here. And like I said, I'm not pushing anything in. I'm not going to put it in there real tight. This is very, very loose, very drain friendly. And we'll go from there and see what happens. So maybe what's the saying? If you keep doing the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same results. So try something different and see if we don't get different results. And just a little piece right there. And I will put the date on there. I'm just going to give her a quick rinse through with just plain filtered water because she has been soaking in 60 parts CalMag. And that's it. I didn't add any seaweed to it or anything like that. Just CalMag for about an hour. So don't want to overwater her. But we'll just rinse her out, get all that excess dust out, keep an eye on her, and then hopefully we can kind of see these leaves hydrate back up because the blooms, again, I'll post them off the website from Orchid Web, are just beautiful. They're kind of white with like purpley pink, almost an orangey look to it. Oh, they're just stunning. And I'd really like to see them in my home. And let me make sure. Yep, so we do have some roots we can monitor right here. And we have some right in here. And if my arm and if I got in the way a lot today, I will apologize. But the stand that I normally use to do my videos kind of got broken. I forgot about it till I went to set up to do this. Well, and here we are. So I'm trying something different. Hopefully I can figure it all out. Everybody, again, have a wonderful, wonderful 2023. Leave in the comments below what your goals are for this year, whether it's orchid related, personal, or both. And then we'll see you guys on the next one.